What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Real Comic Book.
Hello!
This guy. Hey, look, what we're going to be talking about today is House of X issue 1 through 6. It finally finished yesterday on New Comic Book Day. It's a banger.
X-Men are back, bitches! Yes.
Wow. When Dan said something like that, you know it's fire. I don't even like the X-Men. I can't wait to keep
This
I wish it was kept us going.
We've been waiting for this forever. This is it! Yes! Back to the winning ways. Back to the winning ways.
Man, if only the movie's going to be as good as this book. All right. First of all, we're going to talk about the writing. Jonathan Hickman.
Yes.
A king among men when it comes to comic book writing.
He is now.
He was before.
He is now.
And this even more solidified his legacy.
Established.
What do you think about the writing in the comic, man?
Amazing. Detail, covered everything, answered stuff. This is what you want when you want to establish everything and make it all connect and like answer everything in details. So there's no questioning, no what ifs or no okay maybe. There's no maybes, there's no questions. This is how it is. This is why it is. The writing is amazing. It leaves you with fewer answers than a typical story would. You always got questions at the end, but with the writing of this one, there's no, because that gets answered here. No, that goes right here. His writing is great. It's just top tier writing right there. Amazing stuff. He pretty much thought everything out that you could ever think of, and then gave it a very detailed explanation. It's amazing. Like, you need this in your life. You need this in your life. This has to be part of every person's collection. That's how great the writing is. You?
What he said, with less amazings and detailed and all of that. Without less of that. First of all, Jonathan Hickman is in my top 2 or 3 writers currently right now in the game. So, obviously, he's going to bring out a banger. No question asked.
That's an understatement.
But I really like the writing. Mostly because if you're like a novice to the X-Men, it broke stuff down to you. So you weren't lost. If you were X-Men veteran, and so I guess that's the best way to say it.
Yep.
Then, it was a callback to some of the stuff, but, it was a callback to some stuff, so you're X-Men, so you're like, oh, yeah, this is for me. I understand this because I've been reading X-Men for 25, 30 years or whatever. But if you're new to X-Men, like, all right, I'm going to pick up, some of the last, 3 or 4 years. I don't know what this means, but, you just explained it. Okay, fine. Now I know the 5 different ways of ascension. So, you got the base and all of that. Now I understand everybody's, what an Omega mutant is and what a Beta mutant is and a Gamma mutant and Alpha. It broke it all down. Like, it literally, not just like you had to put pieces of people's conversations together. It literally, you flip the page, white page, this, and that. Done. You understand? Move forward. Brilliant. Because that's what we've been waiting for a long time.
What? Who you telling?
Long time.
Needed groundwork and rules and everything. Man, yes.
Now we got the writing out the way because that is the most important part of any comic. The second most important part is the artwork. What do you think about the artist? I can't pronounce his name properly.
Pepe Larraz.
I was gonna say that all wrong.
Okay, so the art
I was gonna say that wrong.
The art was. It was straight up good. Like, it was just good. Like, it wasn't one of those ones where you were like, I can't see why they would draw this this way, and I don't know, this character wasn't look like this. It was good art. Like, it wasn't great, it wasn't amazing, it was just good art for it was what you needed for what the story was. It didn't take away. The artwork didn't overpower the story that was being told. It was exactly what you needed, exactly how much you needed. There was no over-defining of characters. There was no changing of characters to the point where you were like, this is not how that person normally looks, or they overdid this person, made them angrier than what they were. No. It was subtle, straight up, good art. That's it. That's all it needed. That's all it had, and that's what you get, and that's perfect for what they were doing for this. It was perfect for me. For me, it was just right. It was just right. They didn't go over the top. They didn't go too low. It was just right there.
Just right?
Just right there.
Just right there. Just like...
For me, that's how it was.
Just like... First of all, about the artwork. The way Professor X looked changed. He should be looking like that all the time with the helmet and everything. Fantastic. I don't look at artwork the same way people do. I like it. I don't. I like it. I've seen better, but the story didn't call for a lot of action, so it wasn't a lot of need for bright, vibrant colors where everything's clearly defined. Because it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't just like it wasn't a lot of action, but the artwork was good. It didn't take you out the story.
Yep.
It wasn't like, oh my gosh, this artwork sucks. So I can't even get over the fact. It was like, oh yeah, I'm reading it. Everything looks good. Artwork for me, everything looks good. All right, fine, keep reading. And it didn't. What's the best way to say it? The way the panels are set up, you weren't confused about how the story was supposed to take forward. That's always a big thing for me for artwork. It's the way the panel's set up, because sometimes you don't know if you're reading the right bubble in the right area. Yeah, and you're like, hold up, that's not what I'm saying. Or you just reading the story, you miss something in the art, and then you got to go back and double check. I'm like, oh, what is this? I'm like, I didn't see it the first time. It was just clear, concise, because the story was the most important part of this. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't a lot of action, so it wasn't need for like that Civil War II kind of art where everything needs to be bright, established, so you can see who's shooting what laser at what specific time. Yeah. It wasn't like that, but it was still good. Still good artwork. Damn it, John. That's how I had that. All right, moving right along to the favorite issue. This was about to get intense because he had like 5 of them. There's only 6-issue comics. So, which is your favorite issue?
I had it in my head, but you keep saying stuff, so I had. I was thinking of a whole bunch of other stuff, and I got confused. My dang self. My favorite issue was 5, and it was titled Society, and in that issue they established. Issue 5, they established the 5, and where they brought back the X-Men that died in the previous issue. So this was huge, and it was so cool to me because you get to see mutants work together that normally you wouldn't see work together, and then they put in a mega level mutant out there, Hope, who's a mega level mutant, and she help and increase everybody else's powers. Then you got they established Gold Ball's powers, which are free. Before you just thought they were regular old gold balls, you just shot out of them. And then they were like, no, what they are is they're actually eggs. And with the use of another person's power, he could turn that. And that issue for me changed everything for me. For me, because it established that now the X-Men, the mutant society, can go on no matter what. We have a means of continuing our people. Our race can carry on. We will be okay. I was like, yo, this is serious. And then Professor X showed why he's wearing that helmet, the significance of how powerful that helmet, that mobile cerebro was by injecting the knowledge and the past of everybody's life into their current bodies. And it just brought mutant kind more together. It was just like, whoa, this is changing. This is a big change right here. I like this, yo. I like this a lot. Like, yo, people, y'all don't know what's about to happen, yo. And it was so cool.
So he's an X-Men fan.
It was so cool. I was reading that one and I was just like, yo, this changes everything. I know. The funny thing is, I was also laughing because people are going to be pissed that all the characters, everybody like, oh, they gave their lives in the previous issue and sacrificed themselves for the bigger cause, and all of a sudden you're doing the typical comic book stuff of bringing people back. Yeah, but they're bringing them back in a different way though. They're straight up bringing them back to the present, and like this has never been really done before. Like there's been many different ways of reincarnating a person or bringing them back, but not like this precisely in the way the X-Men did it and using their own kind. and then using Krakoa, and I was like, yo, this is good stuff right here. And as you can see, it wasn't no action in it, which I don't really need a whole lot of action all the time. And I just, when the people came together, and I was like, yeah, here we go. This changes everything, people. Y'all don't even understand how much it changes. But you will later. Yeah, your favorite issue?
Well, speaking of those people that were upset that he just gave their lives and it just came right back the next issue, I was one of them.
Yeah.
All right, throwing that out there. I was like, oh my God, he killed
But
Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I
had to know. There's no way they were going to kill Cyclops, Wolverine, Nightcrawler.
I thought they were.
Jean Grey.
Yes, I thought they were. I thought everybody
like they were
died.
killing all top notch people.
That's why I was so. I like, yo, they died. Oh my God, this is big. I'm like, I swear to God, at that point, I was like, this book is going to, in 5 years, it's going to be worth triple the money. I can't wait to happen in 30 years. That's what I was thinking. Like, this is the end. This is the end of them. They all die.
They've already done a death of Wolverine. They're not doing any more deaths.
Yeah, I thought it was like they did a death, and obviously he's back.
Yeah,
like multiple times. He's damn near become Jean Grey of the way of dying. But I was like, yo, all of them, I was like, yo, this is great. So issue number 4 was gonna be my favorite. Then 5 happened and they came back, so nobody cares. But issue number 6, in the way Charles just told everybody in the world, like, look, I mean, you thought the world was one way. When you woke up, it was another. That was a lie. You were in a dream. This is the next phase. It's over. I can't say exactly what word because I was in shock as reading it, like, because in my mind I know Charles Xavier is saying it, but it's like those are Magneto's words.
Yeah.
Because he said it earlier, like in issue like number 1, I think. He said we have new God. They're a new God. We're the new gods.
Yep.
So I was like, yo, they're one. Like, this is when he disrespected them like that. Like, you know, this is how it's gonna be.
No, that wasn't disrespect.
Well, that was disrespect.
For me, it wasn't disrespect.
It wasn't disrespect. That's the wrong word.
For me, it wasn't.
But when he put them in place,
I was about to say when he stood his ground.
No, he put them in place. This is the difference between standing your ground and just.
No, he stood his ground.
Hey, you had your time.
You're right.
The way I'm going backwards. The way he disrespected the whole entire world and said, "This is how it's going to be." That's what I'm talking about. When he was like, "Look, man, anybody want to come here? You're the Avenger and all that. You're starting the war. All right, it's just flat out what it's going to be. I don't care if you're Avenger, Fantastic Four. I don't give a goddamn if you're Ascension. You come here, it's going to be all hell. And I can tell you right now, if I was in the Marvel comics, I swear to gosh, I would do everything I can to become a mutant. Like, I would.
It doesn't work like that.
I will make sure that I will find a way. First of all, it's comics, so you can always find a way. I will have somebody inject me with the mutant gene and have it activated inside of my body. Like, I will spend a lifetime of money.
It's not like being an inhuman, yo. You got to be born with the mutant gene.
Then you got to be born with the inhuman gene.
Yeah, so it's not the same. I think most of society is born with the inhuman gene. It's just whether how significant it is and everything. But the mutant gene, you have to be born with.
It's either way. It's like they're both the same thing. Either way.
Not in my world. But go ahead.
In the world that the book comes from, it's all the same thing. And I will be everything I can to be a mutant. All right. Only recently, because before they would get slapped around the park. But now they're taking their place as the next evolution. I don't want to be part of the edge. So I will get myself injected with the mutant. I'll spend a lifetime. I will find more Metallica and have her help me. She's also a key story in this because she was gone for like 3 issues and came back strong. But you know that's another part of the review that we'll talk about later. But favorite issue is number 6, the conclusion, and it's that stuff because at the end of it, Apocalypse is just sitting there standing. I know he's a part of the council and I know he helped set everything up. It just makes me think like, what's next for him? Is he going to just sit back and let it take us, or is he setting up a much larger plan to come in and then take over Krakoa for himself? I don't know. Or will he help Krakoa become like even bigger than what it is already? It's just so much. I can't try to wrap my head around it. But I don't think Apocalypse is going to just be a good guy all of a sudden. I think he is coming back with a vengeance. And I can't wait to read it. And I don't even like reading the X-Men comics, but I can't wait to read this. That's what you did, Jonathan Hickman. You converted me. I'm an X-Men fan now. All right. So, with that being said, does this change X-Men in any significant way for you? Or what do you think is
this
going to happen
changes
next?
everything. This redefines the whole X-Men story. This establishes.
Mm-hmm.
This answers two things. This establishes, which leads to a new future for the X-Men and mutant kind. So this is a 2-for-1er. It easily sets it up for the future to be either Professor X is the biggest drug dealer in the world, and the mutant kind and race are now their own established race, and Krakoa is its own country, and they're to be treated as such, or we're about to go to war, and the X-Men will be going on more definitive recruiting, where they're going out to the world and they're picking up the people who want to be mutants, and they're enforcing that their people will not be subjugated to human laws anymore, and that they will go out there and help them, and they will take care of their own when those like Sabretooth step out of line and stuff. So this is significant. It changes everything. This is hopefully the new better X-Men stories and mutant kind. So these effects are, plus it also sets up for what's going to happen in 100 years and 1,000 years, so that those events from the past that were supposed to happen in 100 years and 1,000 years won't happen. And now mutant kind can coexist, hopefully more peacefully with humans than in the past. And I really do want to see Professor X be the biggest drug dealer in the entire world. I need to
when
see
they said
happen.
that, we was reading, I think, is it after issue number 5? And it was like, yo, did the Krakoa just become like a little, like Wakanda? Like they don't need nothing from nobody.
Pretty much. They're trying to, they're their own independent country.
All right, for me, but this change is number 1. I can be X-Men again. That's number 1. I wasn't a big X-Men fan. I am now. That's number 1. Number 2, the way it sets up like Moira McTaggart with the past lives makes me think that like everything we kind of read before X-Men was McTaggart trying to stop the inevitable, and that's what led to all these big stories.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like Onslaught and let's say House of M and all of that. Wow, all of those big X-Men storylines that just ended up pretty much being the same thing.
Everybody against mutant kind.
Yeah. It also clears up the fact that every time the mutants have a big problem, there's nobody to be found. Not an Avenger, not Fantastic Four, and humans. Nobody's there to help the X-Men.
So-called heroes.
But every time there's a big event, the first people they go run to is the X-Men. So now it just kind of pretty much stops that from happening. Like, look, X-Men stories are going to happen within X-Men stories. It's going to happen within Krakoa. All right, so outside of that, or somebody leaves Krakoa, try to set us up, they ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. We handle our own stuff now. So now we don't have to ever work. Nobody has to ever ask for somebody to come here and there. He help us with our story. Nah. It kind of just stops that, which is, I think, is the best thing for the X-Men. Let them be their own thing where it doesn't affect about a big, like you don't need to be in Civil War II or anything like that.
They are like Wakanda then.
Yes.
What? Catching up to Wakanda. I see everybody's catching up to Wakanda.
No, one people did. With the extreme amount of power they have. Nobody else is catching up.
Yeah, they're trying. They will eventually realize that what they need to do is catch up to Wakanda.
Yeah, ain't did it yet. So that's that. Any other changes? I would think is that's actually about it. Those are like the big significant changes from this House of X. And we're not even gonna talk about what happened in Power X. That's next week. Stay tuned. But the House of X, that's what it really changes for me in totality. What do you think it's gonna lead to though? What do you think House of X leads to?
Dawn of X. It's just gonna lead to Dawn of X, but it's going to.
I mean, more like stories.
Well, stories. Well, I already said it's going to lead to better stories of them going out there and policing their own people and, recruiting their own people. And hopefully, what I really want to see is them being the biggest drug company in the world, the kingpin status. We're talking, cartel level out that thing. You want these drugs? You got to follow our rules. We establish these rules. Follow these rules. We cool with it. Here you go. Live 5 years longer. No more diseases. Cure cancer.
No more mental illness.
Don't disrespect our people. Hopefully the stories won't be getting out of control too much. Like
it's comic books. We know they will.
They will. That's the problem. They will. It's just going to lead.
You're going to need another Jonathan Hickman to come set straight.
Yeah, because they're going to give it to somebody else who's just going to have an overall thought of how they want to do a story. We should do a story about this. But yeah, so give me the breakdown of the first 5 issues. I haven't established the first 5. I got the first 3. And then next thing you know, then they just keep it going and say, oh, this is a more. We'll see what happens. Hopefully they keep to the generalness of what Hickman set up, and they follow it. Because when other writers get the go ahead, they do their own.
They do the same thing that people who don't read comic books when they make comic movies. This is my interpretation. What really happened.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that is the worst. Which is why everything is. When you read comics, everything gets changed all the time, and people get other powers and everything else. It's just like, yeah, whatever. But I hope they somewhat keep it together. Yeah.
All right, so I think it's going to lead to me. Number one, first of all, it's going to lead to me buying X-Men books. Let's establish that. All right.
Yo. It's going to lead to me buying X-Men books, yo.
That's the double thing. So, Marvel, congratulations, you're about to make some more money. Very small, insignificant amount, but you're about to make it. That's number one. Number two, I think it's going to lead to, at some point, some writer coming along the line and reworking this. Like, nah, Krakoa is not really its own mutant island. It's really just been a whole setup by some other human organization that came out of nowhere that needs to track humans. I played a big significant game, something like that. I hope that doesn't happen, but I know the eventuality of comic books, that always happens. It's a bad thing, but hey. But keeping a more positive note, since this is a positive video, I think it's going to lead to an internal mutant civil war between people who want to follow Apocalypse, they're saying they should do more, take over more of the world. People like, nah, we should stay. This is what we want, to have our own pace, and we should be happy with what we got. I think that's going to, at some point, eventually lead to happen. Because it always does.
Speaking of which, you just brought up a good point, which I forgot, the Forge, which is the conglomerate of a bunch of different bad guys who are out to stop the mutants from ever. They're still around. Like, they're still together. So
you think they was going to stop?
And I forgot for a second they were still together because the mutants just destroyed the mother mode that was supposed to get created in space and everything. And one of the wife's husband got killed and everything. So they're still around technically. So they're probably going to be plotting against all mutant kind and everything. Mm-hmm. Nobody likes really getting threatened like that. Especially when you're projecting around the world like that. They're like, yeah, the whole world sees they might have too much power. They're putting way too many powerful people in one place. Yeah, we're scared. And when we're scared, we act out. So it's going to happen. It's going to be bad.
Somebody's going to come attack.
Yeah.
And that's when you're going to need that artwork with all the bright colors and stuff.
Yeah, you're going to need that detail stuff.
Yeah. All right, so what's your favorite part of the story?
My favorite part of the story, I wrote this down. Favorite part of the story is the realization when Professor X realizes that this is going to work and we ain't, and he lets everybody else know we ain't being persecuted anymore. We're not taking it. We're not sitting down. We are the future. We are the next evolution. We're it. Like when I finally see it, after it was like the previous issue and this issue, and the last issue pretty much sums it all up. That you guys don't even, the people out there don't even know. But when he said what he said, at the end of the last one and let everybody else know y'all been persecuting us. Where were you guys at before you so-called superheroes when people were coming after our race, specifically coming after our race and putting us down? Where were you at? You know what? We don't need anybody anymore. We're on top. We'll take care of it ourselves. And just so you know, if somebody is a mutant and they're born a mutant and they want to be a mutant, without y'all can't stop them. They coming to us. This is where y'all going to be. You need us, we coming. I was like, yo, that's okay. That's my favorite part right there. That's my favorite part. I was like, okay, Professor, this is not your typical. This is not your typical. Yep.
All right, cool. You ready?
Yeah.
My favorite part? Yeah. Same thing. Look here. Tell y'all something, man. The way he put them in place, like, this is how it's gonna be. It ain't never gonna be not like this.
It's right? Never not gonna be not like this.
It's about to get real. And they got, I was so proud of Professor X. I was like, yo, this is what you should have been doing from the jump. I'm gonna just chalk it up to more Metallica living different lives and persuading you different ways and go into like that. This is how it's supposed to be. It ain't never not gonna be like this. Congratulations. You are king among men now. Especially the king of X-Men. Well, mutants. There's no more X-Men. It's just mutants.
Mutants.
Yes.
Mutants. Everybody's together. Everybody's together. Like never before.
There's hope before. There's hope now.
This is awesomeness. They've got it all together.
All right, so with that being said, what's your most important part?
Oh man, Myra McTaggart. Well, it's two of them. First is Myra McTaggart establishing that she's a mutant, and then that everything else in all of X-Men history that's ever happened, period, she was there for. She was a part of. Heck, she started. She instigated
a lot of it.
And pretty much all of it. After her, I think it was her third year. She pretty much all in.
Third life.
Her third life. She was all in. She was radicalized to the top tier, most, and she literally went through every scenario, all 9 other scenarios of how mutant kind and her being a mutant, life should be, life can be. And she came to the realization that this doesn't work, that doesn't work, that doesn't work. We're just going to have to do it ourselves. We're going to have to take it this direction. And we're going to have to establish it. And it's got to be at this point in time. It has to happen. And she just broke the rules and was like, yo, read my mind, Professor X. That's everything that's happened in other lifetimes. This isn't working. We need to sit down and really think this one out on how do we need to do it. And I'm pretty sure he was like, okay, so what about if we go this way? She was like, yeah, that was life number 3. What if we go about this way? Life number 5. What about if we go about this way? Life number 7. And he was probably reading her mind and be like, yep, ooh, that didn't go well. Oh, yeah, oh, that didn't go well. Man, you lived for that long? Oh, you had a regular life at one point? And then it just hit, and it was like, this is the way to go. And right. She was the most important. She was important. My number 2, Apocalypse. Holy crap. Apocalypse. Apocalypse on the X-Men are all aligned with them. And when he finally came there and said, this is what I always wanted, I was like, oh, shoot, this is a game changer. This is like I've been doing, what y'all don't know, but he knows, I've been around for 100 years. Or he's been around since the beginning. So he's like, this is what I knew this from the jump. Y'all are just now realizing this. I've known this from the jump. Like, we ain't gonna sit down and take nothing from nobody. I've been around enough lifetimes to see this happen. Hey, you guys just now catching up. Welcome to the club. I'm cool with this. I was like, yeah, that's big time. That's important right there. What you got? Yeah, I sold your Apocalypse. It's cool.
Both of them. So.
Stop it! I did.
So the most important part is
you really had to.
Yeah. So thanks a lot.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So I'm gonna take it big picture. I'm like the presence now. The most important part of this is that Marvel gave this to Jonathan Hickman. All right.
It just can't have the same as me. I agree with you, but I'm not gonna talk about that.
You already said it all. So the most important part is that Jonathan Hickman gave him this story. He did what he's supposed to do, and it gave us all this. If it wasn't for Jonathan Hickman, he's the presence of this story. Bump it.
He really broke his bad boy down.
Sheesh. Still a mother.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, man.
You right.
Anyway.
Positive side, Hickman. Yeah. Thank you.
So with that being said, man, like if you like House of X, you have any thoughts, leave that information down. I was about to cuss because it was so good. When I get excited, I cuss. Let me start that again. All right.
Matter of fact, forget that. If there was something you didn't like about House of X, leave that in the comment section. Okay. What did you were like? This just doesn't make any sense. We know. Do not say that everybody got reincarnated. We know nobody actually realistically likes that.
Only that guy.
You know, I accepted it. I already knew. If you read any comic, you knew they would come back. Please. He killed like the top.
Everything was changing. We thought that was the one a big change too. You know what? That's the whole episode. Come on, let's.
Yeah.
If you like what you see, hit the like button. If you love what you see, make sure you hit subscribe. Tell a friend. If they subscribe, y'all can all get in the comments. We can all debate with each other and all that time. And until next time, we out. Deuces.
I'm out.
Yeah. We in the club, we partying. We in the club, we partying. Yeah. How much ice you got? I don't know.
Get it
None.
all this man.
I cannot miss like I am the ace. Electrocute you, then I leave you with aftershock. Getting angry, then I turn to Incredible Hulk. Bite and bog. Chop it down like you one of them stars.